Now entering Degenerate danger zone. Losses occur in real time.
And we're back with another exciting edition of Degenerate Danger Zone. As always, I'm your guest, Maniac, unfortunately joined by Degenerate Al and Ty Buffalo. Gentlemen, how are we doing this evening?
I was doing great, then I heard you talk, and now I'm just doing okay, but, we're back looking for that green mile.
You know what, dude? Your voice never changes, but so does the UB offense. Never changes. Touchdowns, points, 35% off at Papi Grande's on a weekly basis.
Well, I can't argue with you there. Thank you very much for the compliments, Ty Buffalo. Folks, let's get right to it. It was an interesting week as we both went 2-1 overall. Getting towards that green mile, the name of the game. What did you guys think of this past weekend?
Hey, my big boy bet hit, Chiefs +4. You guys called that a square play, but you know what? It came through, 1-3 overall. Just down 0.44, but we're doing okay.
Don't get between Ty B and his BBP.
You know what? It was another week where people were nervous. Bulls -3. Are they going to cover? Once again, huge cover. I was 2-1 in the week with a UB cover and a San Diego State win against Arizona State. Gotta love it. Sorry, Bobby Hurley.
Gotta love when the Homer J. Simpson picks come through, just like my Orange did against Florida State. But what is it? It's a short memory for gamblers. We're back at it this week. Let's talk about maybe a little, foothold that, gamblers fall into, similar to the one I fell into Chick-fil-A in Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Sure.
You'll see a team that looks terrible on paper. Think in mind right now, NFL, Cardinals, Bills, maybe the college game, you've got, Bowling Green, you even got your Rutgers. Is it smart to be targeting fading those teams this early? Or, what's the smart way to approach those squads right now?
Yeah, it's definitely tough because they're probably going to lose, but it's just really trying to figure out how much they're going to lose by. When you got those big spreads, those are tough to play. Like, especially in the NFL, you want to kind of stay away from those. Those are very tough things. Like, you saw the Bills almost had backdoor covered last week.
And Maniac, you know how I am. I'm the kind of guy, I'm a big public perception guy. It's when a team just dominates in that 1 week, the next week I want to fade them. So we're looking at lines this week. You got Maryland -2.5 at home to Minnesota. Minnesota 3-0. Temple just stomped Maryland. Better's got to be like, gimme Minnesota, PJ Fleck in the points. No, not so fast. You got to I'm the kind of guy, you're the kind of guy, Maryland -2.5.
We love if we could be all by ourselves, just thinking one thing while John Q. Public thinks complete other. Obviously, that's where we like to be. Speaking of not knowing at all what we're doing, betting the NFL. Jeez, talk about a couple of weeks just to remind you about how tough it is. My bookie just crushed me. With that said, do you feel like you have a better grasp on college? Do you feel better in the NFL because it's a professional game? What's the mindset there, Ty?
Well, I think when you're betting college, it's more they're worried about public perception and how good the teams really are, whereas the NFL, they're really in tune. They know what's going on. So a lot of the college stuff, like with the Temple line, with UB, like they shouldn't have been getting those points. It should have been probably a pick 'em, So it's just all about them trying to figure out who the public's going to play. Conference stuff plays into that a lot.
So me personally, I've been strictly college all season. I've 9 plays, 5-4. I've been really trying to stay away from the NFL because college, once again, is a sport where throw the records out. They are trying to run up scores. It does not matter. NFL, they'll just lay low and be soft. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about college football right now.
I'm with you. I think it feels just you have a better grasp on college. You NFL's a little bit more of a variable, especially because it's only been 2 weeks in now.
And the spotlight's on every team. There are teams in college football that no one knows about.
Under the radar.
Like you said, Joe Square out in California. Does he know anything about the UB Bulls football team? No, he doesn't. Pound Temple.
I like to think that Joe Cuse does know about the UB team, but Joe Public, no, he has no idea.
I didn't say Cuse.
You did.
Q.
Okay, Joe Q Public, I got you. With that said, it's time to hunt. And you know what we're hunting for?
free money.
Free money and that green mile.
Yep.
So Al and I are going to lay low. We're not going to touch big boy football this week. So why don't we tee up Ty B for his Sunday plays? Ty, lay it on us.
Fade.
So 5-10 overall. That big boy play really helped last week. Just down 1.88 overall. So I'm gonna go back to the NFL for my bigger plays. I got the Bengals on the money line, and I got the Saints on the money line. 2 road dogs. I think the Bengals are gonna beat the Panthers outright. I don't think I can really trust that Cam Newton offense. He's gonna get hit way too much with that Bengals defensive line. That offense has been lighting things up. And with the Saints, they're playing the Falcons. They're gonna go into Mercedes-Benz Superdome and they get that win because that Falcons defense is dinged up. Deion Jones is out for the year. Drew Brees is going to light things up. I got 4 units on both. 4 to win 5 in the Bengals game, 4 to win 5.6 in the Saints game.
Okay, well, geez, all business, all the time. Can't argue with it. College slate, what are you targeting?
So I got a Saturday night play. I got Stanford -2 going into Oregon, getting that win. I haven't seen too much out of the Oregon team to really think that they can, beat the upper echelon of teams. Stanford hasn't really gotten things going with Bryce Love yet. He's been kind of under the radar this year, even though he's sort of a Heisman favorite. And Costello's been lighting things up for them, almost 800 passing yards so far, 7 touchdowns. He's been looking really good. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. They held USC to just 3 points. I think that type of trend is going to continue.
I'm with you. Love needs to play well. Costello has, but Love needs to play well if they're going to stay in that upset.
Just run the clock, keep Oregon's offense off the field.
Because you only know 3 things about Oregon. It's a tough place to play. They're going to play fast, and they're going to have some amazing jerseys. So Stanford better be ready. Al, what are you targeting this Saturday?
Okay. You know exactly what I'm targeting. I'm sticking with the Bulls. They opened up at -3. It got to -5, so I'm trying to stay away from the back door. And I got to give you credit, Maniac. You gave me some advice on this. I like Bulls money line. I'm going to stick with that. I think that, honestly, is easy green. And as long as I win that, I'm staying in the green this week because my second play is going to be Eastern Michigan. If you can stick with the Bulls on the road, why can't you stick with the San Diego State Aztecs on the road? I'm taking +11 Eastern Michigan. San Diego State, a little bit of a letdown after a big win against a ranked Arizona State.
Absolutely right. Eastern Michigan was trading haymakers with the Bulls yesterday.
Yep.
I'll tell you what. Don't, uninstall your Tinder, Hinge, or Plenty of Fish apps because this weekend we are targeting the Cougars of Washington State. +3.5. They're going into USC. I think that they're just gonna kind of impose their will, as you say on there. I think that USC is ripe for the picking, as Texas took advantage of last week. Public perception is maybe a little bit down on USC, but maybe it's also not quite as much as it should be on the Cougars.
Yep.
Next up, we got Nebraska going into the big house at Michigan. Harbaugh and Patterson are going to want to run it up, but let's face it, that score was a little camouflaged last week. A pick-6 for Michigan before half. It wasn't really as much of a blowout as it leads you to believe. Give me the Cornhuskers and Jim Carrey from Yes Man, +17.5. to pull off that upset, okay? Maybe even making it a little bit close down the line because Harbaugh always loves his, the little slip-ups. And then finally, last but not least, don't get in the way of the Stampede. Bulls money line, -220, 4 units to win 1.75.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Even though, like we said, complete mismatch, you're looking for somewhat free money, little safe pick, Bulls. Yeah, they're going to be 4-0 heading in Army.
I think moneyline is definitely the play with the line at where it is. When it was at 3, I would have hit that. But like Lance said in his press conference this week, it was going to be a 60-minute game in Temple. It ended up being a 60-minute game, even though they should have ran away. Same thing with Eastern Michigan. They had those chances late, 2 red zone stall-outs, a fumble in the red zone, and they could have ran away with that one as well, and then ended up getting that onside kick back late. So it's going to be another 60-minute game probably.
Hey, 60 minutes, you got to play it. Like we say, chicks dig profits, not percentages. Ascend the throne, get in the degenerate danger zone.